Alright, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Shah. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And then salutations to you brothers that's watching and waiting for the Lord. Our Lord Yahweh Bashem Shah in sincerity and in faith and in truth of this doctrine. Alright, so I want to get into this quickly. This is Isaiah, the 6th chapter. But I just wanted to bring this out. Isaiah 6:3, and it says, "And one cried." Well, I'm gonna start at 1. "In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another, and said, Holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the posts of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts." It says, "Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar. And he laid it upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this have touched thy lips. And thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Then said I, Lo, how long? And he answered, Until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. And the Lord have removed men far away, there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. But yet in it shall be a tenth, and it shall return, and shall be eaten, as I tell thee, and as an oak whose substance is in them, when they cast their leaves, so the holy seed shall be the substance thereof." Man, this chapter right here in Isaiah, the 6th. Isaiah, the 6th chapter, man, is heavy. It goes into numerous things you can extrapolate from this chapter. Verse 3, it says, "And one cried unto another, and said, Holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke." That's the presence of Yahweh Bashem Shah, that power, that presence, man. It's in the midst of men. Ultimately, we're going to witness that presence of that smoke. And it's an example in I believe it's the book of Kings, when the Lord manifests his presence to his men, you know, and it mentions smoke, you know. So and then Isaiah said, Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts." Because the Lord is so righteous in his works. When we talk about Yahweh Bashem Shai, he's so righteous and perfect in his ways, that to come before the presence of the Lord in this flesh, man, we wouldn't feel worthy of the Lord, because we're not worthy, you know. But that presence that Isaiah witness. He came. He said, "Then woe is me." He said he's undone because he's a man of unclean lips, and he dwells in the midst of a people of unclean lips. Those are the Israelites, man, because we're in the midst of a people of unclean lips, you know. And then basically the Spirit of the Lord was upon Isaiah. You know, that spirit, that powerful spirit, the spirit of understanding, and in the presence of the Spirit was with Isaiah, and he was given a code, when you read in verse 6, it says, "Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs." I'm gonna look up the word coal. What does it say? It just says I believe the word is you have a tazapah, I believe. You gotta get more into that Hebrew. And it just says glowing stone or coal, live coal. Ra-tazapah, I believe that word is Ra-tazapah, I believe. That's the word for coal. It says glowing stone or coal, live coal. But going back to the precepts, I mean, because this chapter is heavy, because you gotta remember that our people are a people of unclean lips. You know, there's no truth in our people. You know, but the Lord is so righteous in His works, and He's so perfect that to come before the Lord, you know, we feel like we're not worthy. You know, that's why we have Yahushua, you know, as the mediator. And Lord's will, down the line, I want to find an example of, you know, when the presence of the Lord was in the midst of men. Because I believe that, you know, Lord's will, we those men of the elect, when we go down to the wilderness, we're going to have the presence of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua with us. Yeah, actually we are, man, because we're going to have those new bodies, man. We are, man. You know? And that's going to be a feeling, you know? Alright, so I'm going to keep on going real quick. I don't want to make this video too long. I want to go into, so he gave him the code. Verse 8, it says, "Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said, Here am I, send me." Now who will go for us? Now, I'm going to jump down real quick to Isaiah 6:3. Who will go for us? The us is in Isaiah 6:13. And it says, "But yet in it shall be a tenth," which that's a portion. When you're saying something is a tenth of, that's a portion. We're the portion of the Lord. This is the portion of the Lord. This is the Lord's portion. When you give your offerings, you give a tenth of your increase. "But yet in it shall be a tenth, and it shall return, and shall be eaten as a teil tree, and as an oak, whose substance is in them. When they cast their leaves, so the holy seed shall be the substance thereof." So when he said, "Also I heard a voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" He's asking the question, who will go for us, which is that portion of the Lord. Who's going to go for the portion of the Lord? And he said, "Here am I." Because Isaiah was the Lord's portion, man. Yup, con. And when you You know, Isaiah was the Lord's portion. The word Isaiah, it goes back to the Hebrew word Yeshaya, which means the Lord's salvation. Because that holy seed is the salvation. Is the holy seed. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to bring salvation to the holy seed, which is his portion. All right, so back. Gets into the Isaiah 6:9. And he said, go and tell this people, the people of unclean lips, you know, which is Israel. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Now the word for heart, of course, is lab, which is their mind. Make their mind fat, which the word fat is shaman. You have a sha, you have a ma, and you have a na at the end. Shaman. A na. Shaman. To be or become fat, grow fat. To make fat, show fatness. And make their ears heavy. The word heavy. In the Hebrew you have kabod. Kabod means to be heavy, be weighty, be grievous, be hard, be rich, be honorable, be glorious, be burdensome, be honored. This word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is a burden unto men. You know, but we know the power of the word. Therefore, you know, the faith and it makes it not become a burden to us. We just know that we have to take it on like a heavy chain, because it's going to turn into our righteousness. So the burdens that we deal with, you know, the majority of this people of unclean lips, which is Israel, they don't want to take on those burdens, you know, which is not a burden. It's just, you know, whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. Now, it says, lest they see. It says, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand. The word for understand is bayan, to discern, understand, because you have to be able to spiritually discern this word. And who opens that up to you? It's the Heavenly Father. Discern, understand, consider. They can't consider what we're saying. We go out there with the signs and tell them that America is going to be destroyed, but they don't consider. You know? They don't consider. Ah, man. So, understand with their mind and convert, which convert this is Shawab, I believe. Shawab means to return, turn back, to basically to repent. And convert and be healed. Rapah, the word for heal is rapah. So, you know, give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And I want to give double honors to the elders of Great Millstone for teaching the word in sincerity and truth. And Shalom.